Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, jeez. What you doing, Terry?
Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry, Rob, and Caleb here. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
And we're coming at you from the still Corona-free Podcast Palace and Murder Hornet-free Podcast Palace.
What's going on? I seen some stuff
in Norman, Oklahoma.
What in the heck? Do I got to go buy some more toilet paper? I mean, what's happening here?
Paper, fly swatters. I think baseball bats would be better for the Murder Hornets. So.
Bees.
But, Rob. We are
not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. And we got another great podcast coming your way. We got the Blinkin Riley going to be on here in a few minutes. He has been in quite busy over the last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, last 4 or 5 days with Tennessee, Texas, Boston College. Somebody argued with him about COVID and whatever else somebody went after. And, of course, he just obliterated them all. So we're going to talk a little bit of Texas draft, I think, A&M draft, Oklahoma draft, and whatever else is going on in Blinkin's brilliant mind. So, Rob, how's your seclusion going?
I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a good time.
Tell everybody what you did today, Rob.
I played golf this morning, and then I went home and played video games until about 4:30, and then I went and played golf again. It was great.
So, what is it? Furloughd's not such a bad deal right now for you?
Not so bad.
But, Caleb, how's life on the icy truck? Are you
Stuff's starting to open up slowly but surely. So, going to see. I'm not sure how they're going to react to everything. So, we're like the only state really that icy's opening up at. So, they don't know how to work it yet, really. So, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes on.
Yeah, did you like I see you liked my post I tagged you in on Facebook. Clint Eastwood sitting on his porch drinking a beer. You never realize how antisocial you are until there's a pandemic and your life doesn't really change that much.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing is I don't have to go to work. I mean,
yeah.
Sitting at home.
Not doing
anything.
How many days have you gone without showering? Just
No. I am not one of those people. There is a shower pretty much right after the coffee every morning. Without fail. Cannot not shower.
Never have just got up and not gotten out of the clothes you went to bed in the night before?
No.
See, I would probably at least do that once a week.
I just can't. I don't feel good unless I go hit that hot shower and, et cetera, et cetera. And it's been actually 1 in the morning and 1 at night for the last 5 days because I played golf every day since Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
And also, happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Wait a minute. Revenge of the 5th. Right?
May the 4th.
Yesterday was May the 4th. Today is Cinco de Mayo.
It's Revenge of the 5th. I like it.
Yeah.
But I am a Star Wars nerd, so.
And we decided to celebrate with some Mexican food. Got some Terra Humera to go. And pulled into my curbside, and the place was open. People sitting in the patio. When I got home, I was like, we should just went there and ate. We could have had some margaritas.
Yep.
I didn't know they were open. Had I known they were open, I knew they were, open for curbside. I didn't know that you could go in and dine in. So, but we had some fajitas. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like tacos, I guess, kind of.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
And
man, that place is good. Terra Humera.
And then, they're open. I think Louis on West Side's open. They have to have reservations only, though, so.
Yeah, so, stuff is starting to creep back open, get a little bit back to normal. Rob and I did play golf on Sunday afternoon.
Yep, Sunday. Yeah.
You know, it was a good time. Played 18 holes. Realized still we're out of shape, but we're going to have to play more. If you keep playing twice a day, you're going to be jogging and on tour here before too long.
Yeah, well, they do call me Tiger Mickelson. Maybe not.
Maybe not. You know,
Although today was a good day.
Yeah, Sunday, like I said, I was killing the driver. Just couldn't get a doggone iron off the ground. I had 4 pars on par 3s, and not one ball got off the ground. I worm burned every one of them, even chipping up to the green. But I still parred them. So doesn't matter if you get it off the ground, I guess.
I don't care. Yeah, I have seen 2 holes in one in my lifetime, Terry. 2 of them, and I was on the tee box when it happened. The first one, it never got. I mean, it hit the ground on the tee box. Now these are not mine. I've never thrown one, and it hit the ground on the tee box and hit every piece of property between the tee box and the green and rolled up there and went in. The first one, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. The second one, the dude hit it so far right, it hit the bank of the green and bounced like it kind of went forward and it hit another and then bounced, came and rolled right in. I was like, oh my gosh.
Do you count those?
Yeah, I guarantee you. However, there's a tradition. You hit a hole in one, you're supposed to buy drinks, and neither one of them did. So I told them, no hole in one for you.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're supposed to buy drinks. And,
yeah.
But I don't know if you'd be kind of sad to have that on video. I mean, you'd want to have it on video, but then you'd be like, that's really a hole in one.
I would tell everybody, that's a hole in one.
Yeah.
If I hit it.
But baseball started, Rob.
Just pick a team.
Have you picked a team yet?
No. Wait, what are you talking about?
Baseball started. Korean baseball is playing.
Who?
Korean baseball.
Oh.
They're on ESPN.
They're playing on ESPN.
No, I did not know that,
Yes.
actually. You know I don't have ESPN.
What started yesterday, so, I mean, it's not like yesterday they got the contract, so.
Yeah,
we want the dinos. I think that's
now, are we going to watch this, or?
I would, yeah. I'm going to watch it, but
I mean, I might just watch last year's game
let's
season
see,
over again.
the Hanwha Eagles, the SK
Are you
Tigers.
pronouncing that correctly?
I don't know. Lottie Giants, KT Wiz, the NC Dinos, the Samsung Lions, the Doosan Bears, LG Twins, Kiwoom, I don't know what that is, and the Kia Tigers.
See, I'm a little disappointed that they named like tigers and lions and bears on mine.
Well, what would you think they would name them?
Well, something. I don't know. What? It might be racist if I say something, but I just, I figured it'd be, dragons. Dragons.
Yeah, the LG
Well,
chopsticks.
No, that's racist, Terry.
Hey, you were the one bringing it up here.
I guess I didn't think I would see them doing. I mean, how about the pandas? Don't they have a lot of pandas over there?
I don't know. In South Korea, do they have pandas?
I don't know.
Yeah, not sure. I don't know. I'm pretty. I know like the games could be fun. Like they actually like the bat flip and stuff like that too. I saw one today. A guy just hit a home run bomb. He just as soon as he hits it, he just throws a bat like in the middle of his swing. He hits it and then he releases his bat. Like that's part of his swing. Like a lot of them do it like that. Like it's like they hit the ball good and they just let go of the bat. And it just goes flying. They don't care about it there.
Well, I'd probably watch it then.
Yeah, and there's
like a B-dubs trip.
There's no crowds, but they one field has people's heads cutouts up there, and all of them are wearing masks.
Oh my gosh.
So, but hey, they're the first major sports association in the world to start playing, and we got the UFC this weekend.
UFC this weekend.
We're gonna be all over that.
UFC 249. Who are these people, Caleb?
Gaethje and Ferguson. That's gonna be one hell of a fight. That fight's gonna be amazing. Pretty much Tony Ferguson and Gaethje. They're both. Ferguson, I think, is the best person to beat Khabib, but Gaethje's really good too. They're both just killers. They go out there. Ferguson's known for like not getting tired. Like he just does the crazy stuff nonstop. He doesn't get tired. And then Gaethje is just a guy who is an All-American wrestler and refuses to wrestle and just wants to go out there and throw. So, and like you can't take him down because he's a good wrestler. So like it's guaranteed to be a good fight. Then you get Cejudo versus Dominic Cruz. That's that's a title fight. That one's gonna be crazy too because Dominic Cruz only lost once in the last like 10 years, and Cejudo's he calls himself the triple champ because he has 2 belts and he won an Olympic gold medal. So that's what I mean. He's really cringy, but he's really good. Then Francis is the best. Francis is the guy he's the scariest dude in the division. The whole
Francis
UFC.
in Ganyu.
Yeah, he's scary. Like his knockouts when he hits people, they're like Tyson knockouts. Like they're dead. When he
He's
hits them.
knocked out.
Yes, like one of his best knockouts. It looks like he knocks the guy's head off.
Is there a gradation of knockout? Because I think there's only one.
No, dude, he knocks someone out in their days, and they're still functioning. But then you knock someone out and they go stiff and they can't move at all. It's a big difference when they're knocked out, but they come to instantly. And then when Francis knocked out this one guy, the guy was out cold for 10 minutes. That's how hard he hits.
Still though, if he's out for 10 seconds and he's out. I mean, out is out. But I won't argue the point.
I mean, the guy you think a guy is dead because he's out there for 10 minutes. Like,
I think there's a level of knockout. You get knocked out and you come back up, but then you get knocked the F out.
Yes. Like whenever you land,
I don't know.
whenever you land and your body's seasoned out and you don't wake up for 5 minutes, yeah, it's a little different right there. I mean, because that's what Francis does too. Like he actually has the record, the power punch machine. He has a record of hardest hit.
As far as scoring, there's no difference. So
Yeah,
you're just saying to you, there's a difference.
Yeah, but I mean, you see a guy, but even you, Rob, you see a guy get hit and he go down.
It's like saying there's a difference
kind of
between
crawls around and gets back, like Mike Tyson when he got beat by Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
He was out, but he was crawling around. Then you watch a fight.
Technically, he wasn't out.
He
I mean, he wasn't knocked out.
Yeah, he was knocked out. He was
knocked
that was
senseless.
more TKO one.
But okay, but you've seen a knockout where you go, and the guy, and he kind of stumbles. He hits the ground, stumbles, crawls around, falls back down.
See, that's technically not knocked out.
If he hits the ground and he's out, and then he tries to get up,
That's not.
and then you
down.
see the guy that gets hit and he hits the ground. And,
we argue about some stupid stuff, don't
and
we?
his hands do,
yeah.
We all go, he dead.
You also see it too is like whenever in the UFC, if they knock him down and they don't try to hit him when he's on the ground, that's a big difference too. Because the other ones they knock him down, they can get on top and keep hitting him. There's people like Francis. When he hit this guy, he didn't even try to hit him. He pretty much hit him and walked away because the guy was dead. Like it was. I mean, he legit. And the guy he's fighting too is also a knockout artist too. So that's another.
I'm not even
going to
try Jarzino Rosenstruck.
Yeah, he's newer, but he's like super powerful. Like this is legitimately the best card UFC's had maybe ever, because every fight on this card is like crazy good, which isn't surprising because Dana said it's going to be this, and they haven't one fight for 3 months. So it's just
they've got 2, 4, 5 main card fights. Then they have some prelims.
The Cowboys on prelims. I mean,
holy cow!
They got
a ton of fights.
Yeah, this card's legit. Like best card I've ever seen.
Carla Esparza and Michelle Watterson.
Michelle Watterson is super hot too.
Yeah, they're hot, but you ever notice when they get in the ring, they're not so hot?
I still think she looks exactly the same outside the ring and inside the ring.
And then the early prelims.
I'm sorry.
Early prelims. I got 3 early prelims, and then 6 prelims, and then 5 main cards. So man,
I'm pretty excited for it.
Get a keg of beer and some wings.
Are we talking B-dubs or what are we talking here?
I don't know if B-dubs will be open.
I don't think they're open for.
They're open.
They're open for dine-in. I don't know if you'd be able to get in. We might try it. You want to try that?
Reservation. You have to be reservation only, probably. So
listen, we got contacts.
We might could call John and get snuck in there.
Hit him up.
Let's hit him up. Shoot up in the DMs.
I'm excited though because this was supposed to happen last month, but then California's governor shut it down. They're in Florida now, and Florida's governor's making all that stuff essential, so that's not a worry there.
But no, and there's gonna be no crowds.
Then I guess Conor came out today. He's trying to fight next month on the Fight Island. That's supposed to be finished here in a couple weeks.
The Fight Island.
Who's he trying to fight?
Anybody.
Looks like Masvidal is who he wants to fight, which that would be a really cool fight. Actually, it'd be a really good fight. That's the fight he wants, but let's see if Dana will give it to him.
Be good if he had some competition.
Well, Masvidal has the BMF belt. He has that belt. He's also a guy that's knocked out people cold. He's probably the hardest fighter in the UFC right now, besides Khabib and Tony, or John Jones. But
well, hey, it's time to get a hold of Blinkin. You want to stay on and talk a little bit of fights with Blinkin for a bit? He's probably got some insights on fights.
I gotta read my Manson book.
Your Manson book?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, well, me and Rob will talk to Blinkin. You're going to go. Is it a true story, Manson?
Yeah, it's pretty much about how like a lot of cover-ups with it, and like he has like written testimonies from like the prosecution, like how he like covers stuff up. Like the guy opens the book saying Manson's still evil, he should be in prison, but he has like documents from the FBI and like the lawyers pretty much like lying on the stand and stuff like that. So it's interesting. But you got
Did you see that Netflix special about Manson, or was it a Netflix or
which one, the movie or like a?
No, it was about his son. And that he claimed his body, and they had it cremated, and there were some close friend, people and everything, and people kind of wigged out, including him, because they went to spread his ashes, and they hid the place that they were spreading it, but some of the people came back with ashes. They had rubbed his ashes all over themselves.
Nasty.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure this book's going to be like probably a Netflix show, because it's pretty crazy. I'm only like 100 pages into it, but from what I understand, people who read it, it's like pretty much the government knew about Manson the whole time, and they were trying, like the cops were trying to get arrested, and they wouldn't let them get arrested because they were testing for LSD crap.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
All right, well, go read your book, and we're going to talk to Blinkin.
All right, see y'all later.
All right, folks, on the phone with us, as promised, the man, the myth, the mighty Twitter assassin, Blinkin Riley. Boomer Blinkin.
Boomer, guys.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just moved into a new house.
Congrats.
Exciting.
Congrats.
Seen that.
Did it in the middle of the pandemic, which is less exciting, or maybe a bad kind of exciting.
Well, were you able to get any help during the pandemic, or did everybody go, they all had a reason not to help you this time, right?
I was fortunate enough to have a couple of movers come help. So, yeah, we got it done pretty quick. Or at least we got it moved from one house to the other real quick.
Now,
So we just left a bunch of boxes.
I saw that you said you had beer cabinets installed in all the showers. Is that correct?
I did.
Beer.
I did. There's a beer shelf in every shower.
There you go. That's that's a thing to have. But
yeah, I'm thinking ahead, thinking strategically here.
Yeah. So, are you COVID free, Corona free? Everything going okay?
I am Corona free. All my family is so far Corona free. So
yeah.
We've been doing pretty well. We're pretty lucky. So.
Well, how about murder hornets? That's the new thing. Are you murdered? Any murder hornets down there in Texas yet?
I have not come across a murder hornet yet.
What the hell? Where did this go? Caleb comes in the other day and is like, great. Now we got murder hornets. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, these things from China. He goes, they're in the United States. And I'm like, great. So
yeah, I saw that on Twitter yesterday. I was just kind of rolled my eyes and like,
Well, apparently some guy did a test on them to show people the effects, and the thing about them is that they're huge, and they don't just sting you once; they sting you multiple times. That's how they can kill you.
Yeah.
And this guy let it sting him, and he passed out. One time.
Oh my!
It stung him one time, and he passed out. So,
wow.
And of course, I think they showed up in Washington State, which is where all crazy stuff shows up first. So,
of course.
Yeah, so now we got, and I swear, I still think, I've seen the memes out there. Somebody's playing Jumanji with us somewhere. All this crap coming up. It's,
Listen, if China's doing this on purpose, I'm going to go up to the White House and push that button myself. 'Cause I'm just saying.
So, well, let's first off, let's talk about some of your, when all this started, did you have to start working from home? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
because you put out the tweet that you're going to have a little extra time on your hand, which was like, oh Lord, everybody pulled up their seats and just started watching your Twitter, about a month ago. So
I've been working from home since then. So,
well, I guess was it Thursday that Tennessee fans came out of the woodwork came after us, did they
Well,
not?
who pulled their chain? I mean, come on.
I'm trying to remember how there was something that somebody put out. What about it was they had the schooner falling over or something, and
it was Fox Sports out of Knoxville.
Yeah, that's
Fox
right.
Radio out of Knoxville.
Yeah, they
poking fun at the recruiting ranking. They got a couple of recruits super early on in the process. Now they think they're king ding-a-ling, and
and then you commenced to schooling them. I mean, some of the stuff that you know.
Oh, I threw out a lot.
Yeah, you did. I pulled it up here. I mean, it just. Let's see. It started off Fox Sports Knoxville. When you see Oklahoma's 42nd in recruiting, and it has the schooner falling over, Rob. And Blinkin immediately tweets out weeks at number 1, 26. Oklahoma in the 2000s, 26. Oklahoma in the 50s, 26. Oklahoma in the 70s, 22. Oklahoma in the 80s, 21. Tennessee, 18. Total. And then there was alt more,
oh yeah,
it just goes. there's
like Tennessee's lost 6 or more games 7 times in the last decade.
Yeah,
Oklahoma's 7 times in history.
Yeah, Tennessee has been ranked in the AP poll 582 times. Of those 582 weeks, Oklahoma was still ranked higher than 43% of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and then what's funny, I mean, I do it sometimes. It's just watching, Sooner fans' reactions, I mean, you get all the memes, Chris Fauci's just into the Star Wars guy saying more. Let's see, Tennessee has 6 consensus All-Americans in the last 20 years. Lincoln Riley has had 5 consensus All-Americans in 3 years.
Nice.
So, and and then they don't give up. You just keep throwing facts at them, and it just.
There's also the account that said they were going to bring 40,000 Orange Warriors to our city.
What? Is that a thing?
Yeah, Orange. And I put a tweet. All I could think of was Oompa Loompas when he said Orange Warriors.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
my first reaction to that was, that's 39,999 more than the number of times you finished in the top 10 in the last 20 years.
Well, and I'm sitting there. I forgot about this, and when I see it here, they deleted their tweet because your response was asterisk your, YOUR asterisk moot. Next time Vanderbilt is beating your ass in football, you should ask them to tutor you too. Because they misspelled you, they put UR and moot. They spelled MUTE, didn't they? But and
that was good.
Yeah, and then you posted the. This one's hilarious. You just posted their schedule or their losses to Vanderbilt. And, let's see. 2012 loss, 2013 loss, 14 a win, 15 a win, 16 a loss, 17 a loss, 18 a loss. And you just put yikes. Yeah, because that guy put the Oklahoma LSU game and put yikes on it. And Blinken's response was their record against Vanderbilt since 2000.
Oh, yeah. I bet he shut up after that, didn't he?
They're 3-5, which against Vanderbilt, which,
Yeah, they're a mighty.
Somebody came back with CD and Jalen are gone.
Yeah.
So, like, something's going to change.
Yeah.
So, spring 2017. You lost P. Ryan, Nixon, Westbrook. Fall 2017, first in yards per play.
Yeah.
Spring 18. You lost Baker and Andrews. Fall 18, first in yards per play. Spring 19, you lost Kyler in Hollywood. Fall 19, first in yards per play.
We just keep losing people, and
that's what blue blood programs do. They reload.
Yeah.
So
people don't think you're going to do it, and you end up doing it, and it's just. And then for some reason, Boston College of all teams.
Yeah, what was that about?
And I loved your response. It's that fat cat on a keyboard. It's like, oh, Boston College, hold on. What is it? Good Lord, are we doing this? Boston College, really? Well, and there's a cat just sitting there typing on a computer.
Oh my gosh.
That's actually what I look like when I'm at home.
Yeah. Barstool Boston College piped in. Go lose a college football playoff is what they responded to all this. And, Blinkin, politely took them to Golgotha and hung them on a cross.
Well, I don't know how you comment on losing a playoff game and they've never made the top 4 ever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Playing one before you start. Yeah. Come on.
But I think the closest they came was the Flutie year, wasn't it? When the Hail Mary.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Which was luck, by the way.
Yeah.
Who ever heard of a quarterback wearing 22? Come on.
Yeah. And I said, the one Boston College has finished inside the top 25 14 times in their history. Oklahoma has finished outside the top 25 11 times in the last 50 years. So
yeah. They have 4 top 10 finishes, and Oklahoma has 5 in the 80s, 7 in the 2010s, 7 in the 2000s, 9 in the 1970s, and 9 in the 1950s. So, I don't know where they came from. Somebody's been spending too much time online. Got a little big for his britches.
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to be an elite program, but I mean, come on. If you've never even been in the top 4, you just need a hush.
Yeah.
I saw somebody commented that it was a really good one. Somebody said Boston College is the Texas A&M of Notre Dame.
Nice.
Texas A&M, Notre Dame to Boston College.
Speaking of Notre Dame, I was watching SportsCenter today. For some reason, I just stopped and started watching SportsCenter because I really haven't watched very much of anything, and they brought up, and I hadn't even thought of this, some of the things that people have talked about with college football is, they might start late and you might not play, non-conference. It may just be conference games. Notre Dame's not in a conference. And they had their athletic director saying that they believe they could put a schedule together. He said, but, there's more than that than just this. It's by state, by governor, by presidents of the university. Mm-hmm. But there's a good chance, there's a possibility that everybody plays football, or only half the teams play football. Like the Power Fives play football, and Notre Dame wouldn't get to play.
That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious.
That would be crazy.
And
just left on the outside and look at him.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Because they're not part of a conference. And, the Power 5 conferences, which I hadn't heard this until today, that a lot of people believe this is the Power 5 conference's chance to set themselves apart from the rest of, I guess, basically the NCAA, to make the, Notre Dame would end up coming along. They would have to join a conference, but they said this sets up, this is what these conferences have wanted, something to pull them away from the rest of college football, to where you'd have the Power 5 conferences and their Division I college football. And it may change football for the rest of our lives. So, which I don't have a problem with that, really. I mean, outside of these, Conference USA, I mean, all those other conferences, I mean, it's bogged down, and you get how many teams are in the Power Fives? What, 60, 70, 80?
Power 5, 65, I think.
Yeah. So basically you'd have March Madness for, 5 months out of, with football, just play it out. But so what have you been doing without having all the sports? And I know that you are a sports nut, baseball, you're a stat guy in baseball. How are you handling, a month without sports so far?
It's been crazy. I've been the last week or so, a couple of weeks, preoccupied with the move. But before that, I was lost, just doing work from home and, don't know anything don't have anything to watch. I'm glad the Jordan documentary started because I watched just about every single episode of Chopped on Food Network.
So you finished watching Netflix?
A little bit. Yeah. I was starting to lose my mind a little.
Yeah. It's been, we've talked about it before, and when we had Toby on, last week, and we were just, it's been weird because me and Rob both, neither one of us are big recruiting followers, but we pay attention to it, I'm not even paying attention to it now, because it's almost like, does it really matter? Because we may not even play this year.
Yeah.
But I still want the people that follow it to follow it so that they can tell me what happened.
But, the whole vibe around it all is, so completely different, of course, than anything we've experienced. But even I didn't think, when it was going, I think everything's going to shut down. We're not going to have spring. But when everything did shut down, when sports shut down, it was like, holy cow, literally, and this has killed sports radio in Oklahoma. I don't know about down.
Yeah.
There's people losing their jobs left and right because there's no advertisers, some guys that have been on the air that everybody loves, and you don't think about that as a repercussion of no sports.
Yeah.
But, and
don't think of it that, it's a kind of a fragile market there.
Yeah.
They've got one commodity and the commodity disappeared. And it's tough. It's tough deal.
Yeah, you could see if you've seen baseball strikes, football strikes. I don't know if you have, but we have. Me and Rob have. Yeah. That you
couple actually.
Yeah, that you didn't have sports. You didn't have that sport, that particular sport, and which is what killed me as a diehard baseball fan. When they had their last big strike and they set out that whole year, basically. What was it, in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like,
I can't remember.
94.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm done. These guys.
Yeah.
If you're so greedy that you won't even play the game for a whole year, you know
what? There's a whole lot of guys that will. I bet you.
Yeah,
That's what I'd have said to them. But
yeah,
hey, whatever.
But and today I got an email from the NFL. Okay, wanting me to take a 20-minute fun survey about how they could make football experience better. I kept the email. I didn't click on it. For one, I didn't have 20 minutes today. And I know my boss isn't listening to this, so I'm not going to get in trouble. But I was like, what? Because the NFL is talking like, batten down the hatches. We're playing. I don't think they're going to play with crowds, but I think the NFL has a full intention of, unless there's an outbreak amongst players, they're going to play it. They might even play it even if there is an outbreak amongst players.
Yeah, they might.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
That's been their mentality these last couple of days. Have you seen that? Have you been reading that as well, Blinkin, or am I reading too much into
it. It seems like that. It seems like, more and more places are just kind of, hey, this is what we're doing. And maybe it's the lack of guidance from the NCAA or higher ups, or, maybe they just want to do their own thing. But I get that feeling too that, it's kind of like, okay, this has gone on a little long enough. We're going to do something to bring in some revenue and get things back to normal. Which may be a good idea, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the NFL tomorrow night's having a 2-hour show on the NFL Network introducing the schedules for this year. And they're going to start on time. Thursday, September 10th, I think they said. But they're having a 2-hour show of all the schedules. They're going to show all the matchups this year. So, it's really, like I said, they're kind of, the least they're putting on the front of, it doesn't matter, we're going to play. Now, does that mean they're going to play? They're going to play. I think the NFL will play in empty stadiums or venues or whatever. They're going to play the game. They're not going to lose the revenue. The NFL is the greediest amongst all of the pro sports.
Yeah.
I saw that one deal a couple of years ago, where they have all the players wear pink for the Susan, I can't think of what it's called, but for breast cancer. And it's what is it called? It's not Susan B. Anthony. That's
Susan Komen. Susan G. Komen.
Yeah. And it was something like out of all the pink jerseys and pink shoes and all that pink stuff they sell, it's like the NFL gives that like 10% of that to the charity. That's it. It's not like every dime goes to them. And, so they're going to play. One way or the other, and it's probably, and honestly, I think if the NCAA plays since last week, not that Toby Rowland told us anything, what he said on the podcast was, I don't think if college football plays, it's going to be to empty stands. I don't think, if they're simply because they're not going to put people, they're not going to, whether you and I or anybody else, I ain't worried about it. I want to go. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to chance a big outbreak like that. And, they're not this, what is it? The shot, that they're testing right now. They're trying to rush through testing the, immunization for it. They said if it works, it will be ready. They can have millions out by around the 1st to 15th of September. So, I just don't think states, and with college football, it's the states that run it. If Governor Stitt says you can play football, but you're not putting, 90,000 people in the stands, it's going to play. But, it's, who would have thought we'd even be thinking about this? But
I know, what a weird conversation to be having.
Yeah, but I think we're going to see it. It's just going to be in empty stadiums.
I think so too, which is going to be really strange, but but who knows what effect that'll have on like actual games and stuff.
Yeah,
like actual play. But that'll be weird. I wonder if they will expand some broadcast deals because of it. Air more games on the extra Fox channels or whatnot. Just to recover some of that. It'll be interesting to see kind of how it all shakes out. But I'm with you. I think come hell or high water, they're going to play. Even if it's empty stadiums and everybody gets their temperature taken before each play.
There you go. That's what we need to develop. Thermometers in helmets.
There you go.
Digital readout on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, digital readout on
Listen,
the side.
with those big uglies in the trenches, they're running hot. So they're always going to be hot. Am I right?
Yeah, probably. So, but no, and I think you're going to see with the the NBA is moving that way. And I saw a deal today too, where some NBA players, some of the teams aren't going to report on Friday because the players don't want to. They want to wait a little bit longer, but I think you're seeing, Korean baseball, what they're doing is kind of setting the standard, I think, for what we're going to see for 2020. I think you're going to see the people on the sidelines and the dugouts in masks and gloves.
It's going to be a long year.
And you're going to get to sit here and watch it on TV.
Are we going to look back on this, Blinkin, and go, you remember that year that we watched Korean baseball because nothing else was going on? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. I kind of somebody had said something about not playing OU Texas at the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
I said when things change because of business or just for the sake of changing them, like tradition, then people get mad and they end up kind of lamenting over the way it used to be, right?
Yeah.
But when things change because of some crazy circumstance like this, like World War II or, all these things, like people tend to tell stories not sad, but like, hey, remember when that happened? I was there, So I think this will be kind of a cool thing for sports fans to kind of look back on they got through and, all the crazy stuff that happened, because sooner or later it's going to go back to normal and there'll be a lot of people who just didn't live through it,
Yeah.
And so I think in the long run it'll be a cool little hiccup in the sports history.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb the other night we were sitting out on the patio and talking. He was, I guess NBA is looking to doing their season at Disney World down in Orlando because they can put all the families and all the resorts, and they have the ESPN deal there with all these courts and stuff. That's been one talk, is that they may just play without crowds and play there.
Is it an outside court?
No, they're indoors.
Oh, okay.
And I know Major League Baseball, I guess they're talking about doing an East Coast and West Coast in Midwestern, because I know they've already split up hasn't baseball already split up the divisions into 3, East Coast, West Coast? I think they did the other day, didn't they?
I think so. I think that's kind of what they're looking at doing.
Yeah. And the East Coast will play all their games in one location, the West Coast in one location, and Midwest. They just haven't found, or they haven't announced the locations. But, again, without crowds, I think baseball, they just need to go find a couple of, American Legion fields and just start playing baseball. I mean, you don't have to have a crowd. Just get the umps out there, a stadium or a baseball field, hell, go play it up in Iowa. Kevin Costner's place.
Weren't they going to play some games out there?
Yeah, they were supposed to play. It was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were supposed to play a game on the Field of Dreams. So
who was going to play? The Yankees? And
I had forgotten about that, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the worst part, me and Rob have talked about it a bunch, but off the podcast, is the fact that we don't get to count how many. Okay, at this time in the season, Blinkin,
it was going to be a record.
How many batters from the Houston Astros had been hit if we'd been playing the season already?
It was going to be a record. I promise you.
One a game, 2 a game,
and they may still get it because those major leaguers, they don't forget that stuff.
Yeah,
the Astros may still have it coming.
Altuve would have been hit so many times, probably lost a couple inches.
But I was so looking forward to that. I was just enjoying turning on SportsCenter in the morning or watching the late night, and and then spring training. Them just going, Four Astros got binged today. It's like, oh my God, it's practice games and they're already getting hit.
Yeah, oh yeah, they were going to get lit up.
So that's one thing that we're, hopefully we'll get to see kick back in. But that, like I said, I forgot. Yeah, the Field of Dreams game was supposed to happen this year. Was it going to be New York and Boston?
Maybe, I can't recall.
We
We talked about this maybe last year.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I think the Yankees were definitely one of them, but I can't recall.
I can't remember who the other one. But
and that field's in Iowa, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a pro team.
Yeah. So, and it was just going to be televised. There wasn't going to be any fans there. That's what the Midwestern League just put them out in Iowa in that field and play 2 games a day.
How many balls go out into the corn? Or did they put an outfield wall up, or is it still just the corn?
I think it'll just be the corn. It better be the corn.
And is Darth Vader going to be standing out there? I'm just saying, because that'd be cool if he was out there going.
if James Earl Jones is the
listen, you need to call him Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Okay. If Darth Vader was the announcer for the game,
I'd pay money.
Yeah.
I promise you, I'd pay money to go. I obviously wouldn't be able to afford, to outpay the people that would have a lot of money, but.
Yeah, but see, I had an idea that if baseball plays in a stadium, okay, with seats and everything, what they should let people do is that you can buy a seat, okay, for like $5, and the money go to charity or whatever, or $1 and the money go to charity. And if a foul ball, and put nets in the seats, and if a foul ball or home run lands in your seat, your net catches it, you get the ball. Wouldn't that be a cool thing?
That would be pretty cool.
Rob's not liking it, Rob.
I'm just thinking those teams are not doing that. So
it'd be a cool idea, just like I said, just out there. And if the ball lands in your seat, hey, they announce, Rob Mixon, you get the home run from whatever game. Congratulations.
Yeah, send it to me.
Rob's such a downer sometimes, man.
Listen, they're not doing that kind of thing.
I have these great ideas, and Rob's just like, they're not doing that.
Are they great, though? Are they?
They are great ideas. You're not going to tell me you wouldn't buy a $1 seat for a chance to get a home run ball.
I probably would not.
Yeah, you're probably right. You'd probably be too busy waiting on your groceries to be delivered by Walmart a block away.
If I want a ball, I can just buy one, and Amazon will deliver it to me.
But so, have you been? I guess now the next thing with this stuff is our. We're running out of meat. Blinkin, have you stocked up on your beef and chicken and
toilet paper,
bacon?
Yeah, we've got quite a bit in the freezer there.
So we're coming over
I
then.
think we should be good for a while. Yeah, it'll last for a little bit.
Yeah, we did too, and it's now I had to empty out my beer fridge because my big fridge in the kitchen went out last night. So I'm waiting on a guy to come and fix it.
So you had to empty it out, so you just go out there and stand in front of it and
No, I had to empty the beer fridge to put food in because all the food's, little bitty freezer, we put everything we could in there, and then like the French fries and stuff, we just turned the refrigerator down real cold. But yeah, I guess that's the next thing is we ran out of toilet paper at the beginning, and now we're going to run out of food. Or beef, I guess, beef, chicken, and pork for a while, or it's going to be a shortage.
Crazy.
Yeah, because
I'm just used to getting toilet paper regularly again.
Yeah. Was that not the weirdest thing?
That was so weird.
I mean,
like, why is everyone pooping more?
or why are you so concerned? I mean. Seriously, the last thing on my mind when all this stuff started was, oh my God, if we get in lockdown, what am I going to wipe my ass with? That never crossed my mind.
And the videos of people in Walmart fist fighting
over toilet paper.
I would just be standing there looking at them like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy, ran out of toilet paper, paper towel, all these paper goods. And I'm like, what in,
They act like they can't scoot across the floor. I mean, come on, people.
The only thing that was weird was that I kind of, we were stocking up on stuff, everything but toilet paper. Okay. Again, I wasn't worried about having enough toilet paper. And our granddaughter was up, and this was the week that everything shut down. She was here, and she went to the store with me, and her reaction, she's 12, okay, and we went over to the meat section, and there was no beef, no chicken, no lunch meat. The whole freezer, refrigerator section of Walmart was empty. And her reaction was, whoa, what's going on, Papa? I was like, people are idiots. That's
People
what's
are stupid.
no. But, I kind of understood it then, people buying it, but now, I never understood the toilet paper.
Well, you got to wonder, is it the same people? Like, are they coming home with 18 packages of bologna, and they're like, okay, now, what are we going to do with all the toilet paper we bought last month?
Yeah, I mean, what I did was we normally buy our groceries every 2 weeks. I mean, I get paid every 2 weeks. I run to the store. All I did was I just bought a month's worth both times. I said, because I didn't, Teresa's got health problems, and I didn't want her to have to be out. I didn't want to have to be out if I didn't have to be out in it. So I just stocked up, and not anything big. The sausage roll thing of hamburger meat. I just bought a bunch of those and some chicken breast and bread and tossed it in the freezer, and green beans. Just doubled up on everything that I'd normally buy. But I went there that one day, and it was like there was nothing. There was not a single meat product at Walmart that afternoon. It was all gone, and that was kind of at the.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't think that far ahead. I already told you. If things get bad, I'm eating my neighbor. So.
Yeah, and Rob sends me a text, and what was it? Right around the 1st of March, I guess it was, because 1st of April, and he goes, "I'm at the store, or I'm at Walmart, and now I know why."
I shop online.
And I was like, okay, you're at the store on April the 1st, Rob.
Well,
okay, that's when, all the Social Security checks hit, the welfare checks hit, everything gets hit there. Rob picks the, one day, and I guess you said it was.
They need to issue warnings for that kind of thing.
So have you had to stand in line for anything, Blinkin?
I haven't had to stand in line for, anything in particular. I have had to stand in long lines because the grocery stores are trying to, kind of corral everybody over to the self-checkout thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I was there, I had a huge cart full. It's way too much to do the self-checkout. And they only had one lane open. And so I was, waiting behind 10 people just to get out and check out for my groceries and stuff. But, it's one of those things. Thankfully, I don't have to get out too often. I can just kind of stock up for a couple weeks and then.
How much beer do you buy in one trip?
A bit.
Yeah, a bit.
I can only fit so many 30s in the 30 packs of Busch in the shopping cart there. So
yeah, yeah. I bought a 30 pack a couple weekends ago, and Teresa, the lovely Teresa, was like, "Why are you getting a 30 pack? It's just you." And I was like, "Well, it'll last me. That's why I get a 30 pack.
And last you for a day."
And then last week I come home with an 18 pack. And she goes, "Didn't you buy a 30 pack last week?" And I was like, "Well, it's almost gone." So, I gotta have enough for tonight, because I don't drink every day. I drink on Thursday nights and Saturday nights, and and that particular day that I bought the 30 pack, I was out on the back patio. It was a beautiful night. Had the fire pit going. That's the night that Caleb locked us out of the house on purpose. And I I'm sitting there listening to music, drinking beer, got the fire pit going, keep tossing. I look down and it's 3:30 a.m. I was like, oops, I got to go to bed. It was just one of those nights. But I went through pretty much most of that 30 pack. So, but.
Yeah, it's wild times.
Yeah. So, are you a golfer or not? Because I saw your golf. I got it. I thought it was hilarious. Rob didn't see it. Rob's looking at it. Yeah. Tell Rob what it. Somebody posted something about golf, and what was it you said? Something.
Somebody posted about shooting a low score, and I said, I've never shot over 85 in my life. If it's any hotter than that, I just don't play.
Yeah, see? Yeah, we got out on the... Rob's getting to play every day.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. But you said on the podcast you've been furloughed. You said that on.
Oh yeah.
He's been furloughed.
Yeah.
So
furlough action.
So he's living the hard life now. Tell Blinkin what you did this morning.
I played golf this morning, and then when I got home, I played video games until I went back out and played golf again this evening. And now here I am at third.
And guess what he's going to do tomorrow?
Pretty much the same thing. Unless they open the pool, then I'm going to sit out at the pool.
Yeah, and he sets out the pool for one reason, right?
To attract women? Oh no, what? To swim? Read. To read.
Yeah, you read.
Yeah.
He takes a book out there, Blinkin, and says he's reading.
I do read, Terry.
But yeah, so Rob's, I still got to go to work every day.
Hey, you might be glad. You might be.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Believe me, there's a lot of people out there. I mean, I know people, yourself and others that have been, lost their job or laid off indefinitely. So it's a mess. But
yeah, I'm definitely lucky to still have regular work. So
yeah, somebody, I work in home health, and somebody the other day was like, "Man, you're lucky to to be in a job like that." And I was like, "You think? Yeah, I have a job, but you don't know how crazy it's been." And, I mean, just people are scared, and especially when you deal with the elderly, like my business does, they're even more scared, and they already got health issues, and they're scared to death that somebody's going to walk in their house and give them the COVID, and you try to tell them, all the precautions that we take with our employees, but and when it first kicked off, I dealt with phone calls from workers and patients that were my sister's cousin's nephew's aunt's best friend's neighbor got diagnosed with COVID, and my cousin's brother's aunt's sister saw them the other day, and I saw her the other day. Do I need to get tested? No, you don't need to get tested. They knew somebody who
stupidity.
Yeah, they knew somebody who saw somebody, and then they saw the person that they saw, and that person got tested, and it's like, no, you don't have to get tested. Are you coughing? Are you running a fever? Well, not now. Well, when you start doing that, then go get tested. And then guess what? Most people that get tested are coming back negative. So don't get me started on that. But, I mean, what, Rob?
No, I was just going to say, Blinkin, what do you know about that linebacker we picked up?
Not a whole lot. I saw he's from Florida, which is, nice to see the reach, the national recruiting reach of Oklahoma. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Williams kid still hasn't.
We're top 3 now.
Top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Yeah. Wisconsin, not Wisconsin, Maryland, LSU and Oklahoma.
And LSU signed a quarterback, though, right?
Yep, they just signed a quarterback.
So,
I think today or yesterday I saw something on it.
So it's down to us in Maryland.
And they have another quarterback that they've signed too, so he would be number 3, and I don't think he's going to LSU.
Yeah. And he's not going to – surely we're going to get him before Maryland does, right?
Well, Maryland does beat Texas, so.
Well, everybody beats Texas. That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But
They're never going to live that down.
oh, yeah, so here's the thing I wanted to talk to you about too, Blinkin, is the NFL draft and how well Texas and Texas A&M did in it. The University of Texas Longhorns had 3 guys taken in the draft. Brandon Jones, 3rd round to the Dolphins. Duvernay to the Ravens in the 3rd round. And Colin Johnson to the Jaguars. Boy, they had a stellar NFL year, didn't they?
Yeah. They just they can't produce talent, can they?
No.
I mean, it's not like they're not recruiting guys. It's not like they're not recruiting people who they people think are going to end up being NFL players. I don't know. It's just crazy.
Well, they're not. It's obvious they're not. The development's not there. You know what I mean? I mean, and let's face it. All the arguments everybody gets in it with on Twitter with them in recruiting. You come and get Oklahoma, Texas players. That's the only reason why you're good. Well, the other thing is not only do we get them, they end up going to the NFL. And you're getting the same caliber of players down there and getting your asses kicked year in and year out, and you're not putting anybody in the NFL for the last several years. And I can't explain it. A university really as big as Texas and the recruiting base that they have, they should be doing more than that. And it doesn't do anything but just help Oklahoma stock. I mean,
right.
What we had 2 first-rounders, a 2nd rounder, and a 3rd rounder, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it's and then plus the last 3 years, really, it's been ridiculous what we put into the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Texas has had 2 first-rounders in a decade. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's something Texas shouldn't be doing. I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's something that they definitely should not be doing. They should be putting way more players in the league.
Yeah, and and again, like I said, it does nothing but good for Oklahoma because we're going head to head with these guys, and that they've got a spreadsheet out there that says, hey, this is what we recruited in 2018. Here's who went to the NFL out of that class. Here's what went to Texas. Do you want somebody where you can go win at and move ahead, or you want to go to Texas and lose 4 games a year?
Plus, you got to wear that ugly orange.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Seems like a good recruiting tool there.
But, it was crazy sitting there watching. And then I was shocked, for one, that CD took him so long to go, but then he had to go to the Cowboys, which Rob's happy about that.
I am happy about that.
And, wait a second. I'm sorry. I just scrolled down on the Texas website, and they got 3 guys drafted, but they had 12 guys draft eligible. So 3 out of 12 got drafted. So
wow.
Yeah. But anyway, and then Gallimore goes to the Cowboys. Now, you're not a Cowboys fan, are you?
No.
No, but you started talking like you might have to be.
Hey, maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the time to jump on that bandwagon. Maybe this is the time to finally get a team.
Yeah. I don't know.
There was mixed emotions about it on Twitter. Half of them were like, "Yes, welcome," and half of the people were like, "Please, no, don't."
Yeah.
Anywhere but there.
Yeah. It's kind of like, Baker back, when he went to the Browns. I mean, half people are like, wherever he goes, he's going to resurrect him, and the other half was, please don't go to Cleveland. You go to Cleveland, you're done. But
yeah,
and I love sitting there, because I watched the first round here, and personally, I like the format better than they've had it in the past, even though all the pomp and circumstance they have. I kind of like this format, except for Goodell standing there in front of a screen full of fans. But I kind of like the format.
I agree. I liked it too.
I mean, it was simplistic. It was to the point. But what I love doing is after every team, and which I love Twitter and I love Oklahoma fans, we're all crazy. In some form or fashion, we're all crazy. But you sit here and you see all the responses. Oh my God, I can't believe they didn't take CD. What is wrong with these people? CD's still going. And it's like, guys, they're going to recruit. It does not matter who the best player is. Teams are going to draft where they need the person that they need.
Yeah.
If they, and it's like, because everybody was thinking he was going to go to the Raiders, and I can't think of the guy's name that the Raiders took. Everybody's like, oh my God, how could they do that? Because they wanted a speedster instead of a all-round receiver. They wanted, that kid has jets. And that's why they took him. It wasn't nothing against CD. It was like, hey, we want a guy that can get down the field faster than everybody else. So,
Yeah.
But watching us on Twitter and a lot of the OU fans, oh my God, what are you doing? Why isn't CD going? Why aren't these people taking CD? It's like, just stop, please. just don't do it. Just when he gets picked, go, cool. He's going there. Congratulations, and move on.
America's team.
Yeah.
America's team. Oh, God. Yeah, well, and now you got the, what do they call him? The Red Rocket?
Who?
Red Rocket.
And that what they call?
Dalton?
Yeah, Andy Dalton. And that what his nickname was?
Oh.
That's an unfortunate nickname, I feel.
Yeah, I know. But he signed with the Cowboys, so you might have Andy Dalton if old Dak don't get the signing, Rob.
Well, I don't really care.
I heard a crazy stat. He's the all-time leading passer in Bengals history.
He is?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I mean, they've been a crap team, but they've had, Boomer Esiason, Carson Palmer,
Bernie Kosar.
I heard that, and
it wasn't Bernie Kosar.
My mind.
Yeah. I
didn't realize just how long he had been there.
Yeah. And I said Bernie Kosar. Kosar played for the Bengals. I'm trying to think who the other quarterback was. I can't think of who the other Bengals quarterback was back in the day when they just had Bengals on their helmet. Oh, crap.
Yeah, I thought that was a crazy stat.
Yeah.
Because I still think of him as like a young player, but he's been in the league for like 8 or 9 years now.
Yeah, and they released him. He was all in agreement with it. He said that he knew. I saw Dell again tonight, and he was talking about I knew they were going to take him. They informed me that they were going to take Joe, and I waited it out, did what they asked, and they released me, and the Cowboys picked him up. And they said, I guess last year, the Thursday before the first game, Dak Prescott was in Cabo. and got back in time for the first game. And they said if he's in Cabo the Thursday before the first game this year, he'll be sitting on the bench at least for the first game, and Andy Dalton will be playing. So,
yeah,
I think the owner just went blank. Jerry Jones. I think he got him as ammunition. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't
to ease the leverage for sure.
Don't sign. That's fine. We got a quarterback.
I wouldn't be unhappy if they got rid of Dak, to be honest with you.
Really? You're not a Dak believer?
Not really.
Yeah, I 100% agree that was take some of that leverage away from Dak in the negotiations. That was a smart play, I think.
Yeah. But so who is your pro team? Do you have a pro team?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't have a pro team.
You're just a fan?
I play fantasy football, and I play FanDuel and DraftKings and do all that stuff. But
do you make any money doing that?
I do.
Do you? For some reason, that does not surprise me. that someone with the are you like? I'm trying to think. There was a movie that was out that had a guy that he would always figure out things beforehand. It was well, this guy does this and this, and it's on. It's kind of like I guess the betting guys. Oklahoma's never lost a game on a Thursday when the wind's blowing out of the north and cloud cover in the east and the sun sets at 4:00. Is that kind of how you approach the games on FanDuel and stuff?
Well, to some degree. To some degree, yeah. I really like on FanDuel and stuff. I like figuring out kind of optimum lineups, for the price. I think that's where the whole thing is figuring out how to maximize with a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
But I don't have a rooting interest in the NFL. I just never have. I watch it every weekend, but it's just one of those things. I think if there was one that was probably the closest, it's probably the Broncos, but just because my old roommate Tom, he's a diehard Broncos fan, and over the years I've just ended up watching a ton of Broncos games, but I wouldn't say I was a fan.
Yeah, that's kind of how Caleb has been. I mean, he used to be an Eagles fan when he was younger, and now he's just a fan of the game. He doesn't have a team, and but if there's a particular player, Carolina's quarterback,
the cheater that came from Auburn.
Auburn, yeah,
that guy.
What's his name? I just went blank.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. he liked Cam, so he rooted for them, but he really didn't have any interest in whether they won or not. But he just liked watching Cam, and he's kind of he's that way with the NFL, which I think I've said this before. If we have Dish Network, and they have the NFL ticket, which if they would just let you buy NFL Red Zone, would be the greatest thing ever. Have you?
Oh, I know.
you sit down from 11 o'clock in the morning until 6:30, and you see nothing but scoring plays, or the big plays, and it's just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Because when we had it for 2 years, I decided, I'm not gonna keep spending that much money for just football. But it was, I'd watch my Steelers and then kick back and turn on NFL Red Zone, man, and away it would go. Kick back on the couch, and that was it. So is that what you get to watch, or do you just watch whatever's on?
Typically, I just watch whatever's on.
Yeah.
I don't have access to Red Zone. As hard as I've tried to get it for free illegally, I've never managed to actually do so. So I end up usually just watching, the Cowboys game and then the, whatever else is on.
Yeah. So, Toby Rowland the other last week, we asked him on the podcast if there was ever a chance that we would be able to watch an Oklahoma Sooners game and the Oklahoma Sooners radio crew be the broadcast crew, which you can sync up a game, because that's kind of how we got onto the subject. You can sync up a game with the radio.
You have to mute your TV to do it, though.
Yeah, you got to mute your TV. You got to stand there on one foot, with your right thumb in your left ear and sync up the game. But he said that there's a chance, because ESPN kind of does that with the playoffs. You can get that ESPN Plus for the playoffs and watch it and listen to them. He goes, but he didn't confirm it. He said, but don't be surprised in the near future, that'll be an option, and which would be amazing.
That would be fantastic.
That would be cool.
Because I asked him about that, because if you have the Major League Baseball package on, Dish or anything, which I've had before, when you find your game, or you watch the Cardinals play or whatever game you want to watch, it gives you an option. It's like the Pirates versus Cardinals, for instance. Cardinals broadcast or Pirates broadcast. And I said, is there any chance that NCAA football? And he was just like, honey, you should ask. And just kind of said, hey, there's been stuff in the works. And don't be surprised if that's not an option in the future. And I think the way he kind of talked about it, it's the live streaming is what's going to give you that option, because we've all said it, but these live stream TVs, which you get Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff on. The first time Netflix gets a Big 12 or SEC contract for their games, that's going to change the scope of college football.
Well, I'm definitely going to buy a service if I'm not working right the game. Yeah. I'm going to have to buy something because I'm watching all that.
But that's kind of what he hinted at, is that a lot of it hinges on this live stream stuff, and that that I don't know how it would work, but I'm guessing that the university already records their games. That half the cameras up there are theirs anyway, and they just sync it to that. And I'm guessing that Oklahoma would kick their feed to whatever live stream that it would be, which would be so much better than listening to some of these guys ramble on. And, I'm biased. I don't care what team we're playing. If the quarterback's mom, like, what was it, the first year Eleanor played, Sam Eleanor, he was, they kept showing his mom in the crowd, I guess.
Well, they did that. What's that kid from Alabama that they kept showing either his mom or his girlfriend?
Both. It was his mom. That's what got our buddy. He was on. Oh gosh, it was right on the tip of my tongue. We all hated him. Musburger.
Oh,
that's
what got him fired. Yeah,
that's what got him fired.
Gotta quit talking about how hot girls are in the stands, dude. Come on.
Especially players' moms and girlfriends. Yeah. So, yeah, but that would be pretty cool to, pull up Sooners.com on your TV and boom, there's Toby and the guys calling the game.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. But so what's your plans until some type? Are you going? There is sports this weekend. Are you a UFC guy?
No, not really. I don't really tune in, but I might have to.
Hey, there's like 15 fights on Saturday. So that Caleb was on earlier. He had to go back to reading his book. He's reading a book about Charles Manson, which is kind of scary. But he's kind of all into it, so he kind of gave us a rundown of everything. We'll be watching them, but because I'm a fight guy, so is Caleb. Rob, kind of not as much as we are probably. But I'm just glad there's something other than What are we watching
The
here?
2004 ALCS.
Yeah.
And I'm into it like it's happening now.
Like it's happening
Just
now.
FYI.
Yeah. So, I'm just glad I can watch something. And it was funny. ESPN put out a report, and I heard it today on the radio that they did a survey that sports fans are. The results of the survey were sports fans were eager for live sports. You think you had to? They spent money to find that out and put out a report about it. That sports fans are eager for live sports. So, but we get a taste of it this Saturday with fights. And if when does Korean baseball? Have you picked a Korean baseball team?
So ESPN PR did one of those little GIF things where you take a screenshot and that's your team.
Yeah.
I got the Lottie Giants, who last year finished the year in last in the league in batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, ERA, WHIP, and runs allowed per 9.
Jeez.
Sounds like they need some fans, probably.
Apparently, I did not pick a good one.
Yeah. Have you? I haven't watched any of the games. I've only watched the replays or highlights because they're showing highlights of them. Today. It's pretty funny though. The stands. Some of them are just empty, and one team put a bunch of cardboard cutouts in with masks on. But
yeah, I stayed up last night to watch, and then it's like midnight, and I was like, finally, some baseball, and it was in a rain delay.
It was what?
It was in a rain delay.
Oh,
that is hilarious.
Baseball and sports have been canceled for a month, and finally there's something live sport, and I wait till midnight to watch it, and it's in a rain delay.
Oh, yeah. So did you get to watch it? Did you wait till the delay was over? Or did you just
No, I went to bed.
You threw your beer at the fridge. You threw your beer at the TV and went to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but I watched the highlights. I mean, they had a former MLB pitcher, and they had him on Sports Center talking about, playing in.
Could he speak English?
Yeah, he was he was an American. Right?
Oh, okay.
He was an American.
Then could he speak South Korean?
I have no.
Just joking. I'm gonna have to choose a team, but I'm not gonna choose a traditional like Lions, Tigers.
Yeah, Rob was being racist earlier.
I was not. I just felt like they should have Korean names. Maybe a tiger is a Korean name.
What about pandas? I don't think pandas are in Korea.
Oh.
Do you know, Blinkin? Are pandas in?
Well, they're Asian, right?
I don't know.
Oh, because it's
I'm not sure where their roaming grounds extend to.
Yeah, Rob was offended because you have the Hanwha Eagles, the SK. What is that? I can't read that. It's too small. Is it? Anyway, the Lottie Giants. That's your team, right?
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah, the KT Wiz, which is a weird name.
I might have to go with that one.
The NC Dinos, the Samsung Lions, the Doosan Bears, LG Twins, Kiwoom. That's all it says is Kiwoom, and the Kia Tigers. So
Kiwoom is the Heroes.
The Heroes.
The Heroes.
And I can't tell what this. I mean, it's real tiny writing. SK. It's SK.
Wyverns? I don't know exactly what that is or how you say it.
Okay.
It's WYVERNS. I don't know what that is.
See, that's something Korean. That's what I'm talking about.
You're okay with that one, right?
Yeah.
You just don't like a Korean team being named the Tigers.
Or Eagles or Lions.
Or the
Bears.
Twins,
Yeah.
the Lions.
Yep.
You would prefer to see the Pandas, the Chopsticks.
Yes.
Yeah. Samurai swords.
Yes. See, we're on the same. Yeah, we're on the same page here. Speaking the same lingity.
Yeah. So, but I think Japanese baseball is the same. They have the tigers and the giants and all that. So, Rob, it's
They also have weird ones too. They have there's the giants and the, this and that, but there's some really weird named teams too. There's the Giants. There's the Ham Fighters.
Hand fighters?
Ham? It's going to be like, why don't they just say karate?
You eat a big one at Easter. Ham.
Yeah, ham. A ham fighter. That's different.
Yep. The Nippon Ham Fighters.
I got to find out what a ham fighter is. Yeah, but that's like
I wouldn't Google it.
Yeah.
Just saying that might not go where you want it to go.
But that's something we've talked about before too on the podcast is great mascots, like in high school mascots. There's some really good ones. I think we talked to you about this one time.
Yeah.
There's the Beaver Dusters in Oklahoma. The Elk City Elks. Deer Creek Antlers.
Deer Creek Antlers. There's I think my favorite Oklahoma high school mascot is the Atoka Wampus Cats.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Wampus
I
Cats.
love that. It's different.
Yeah.
It's original.
Yeah. And then there's the Perry Maroons, which is always too close to morons, I always thought. But, what are some other good...
I might have to Google what is a maroon, though.
It's a color.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to ask Siri. Hey, Siri, what is a maroon?
What is a red? The Cincinnati Reds. It's a color, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and Rob also has a English accent lady for his Siri. It's creepy.
It's got to be something other than a color.
Sanford is a color too.
Yeah, Sanford Cardinal is a color, Rob. He Googled. She even told him it was a color, and now he's.
Yeah, I don't believe her.
I'm trying to think. And there's the Chickasha Chicks.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Troy Aikman's alma mater, the Henrietta Hens. But
Henrietta Hens. When I was in high school, they changed their name. They were the Knights.
Yeah, they're the Knights.
It's a nut. It's a nut.
A maroon is a nut.
Yep.
That's not why they're called the Perry Maroons.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive.
How are you so sure? It also means chestnut. Yep.
I've been to Perry. Everything is the color maroon.
Oh, so they are a colored maroon.
Yes. They're not the maroons, and they're running around in black and gold.
Okay. Well, you never know. Ohio State. I mean,
the Buckeyes. What are some other? I can't remember. There were some good high school football.
Hooker Beavers.
The Hooker Beavers.
Yeah. Hooker,
Oklahoma. They are the Beavers.
The Beavers, yeah. I'm just saying, you might not want to put those two words together, but really, what can you put with Hooker to make it sound good? Yeah. So I don't know. Hooker Tigers. I mean, it's still kind of naughty. Either way you do it, I'm just.
Texas has some good ones too. There's a high school, Cuero, Texas. They're the Gobblers.
Gobblers?
Yeah. Their mascot's a big green turkey.
Wow. Hey, one of the Arkansas teams when we were up in Arkansas were the Hillbillies.
Really?
Yep.
That's just wrong.
Well, I mean, there's some negative connotation there, I think. But, whatever.
Yeah. And then there's the Wilburton Diggers.
Yeah.
And the Hartshorn Miners. There was, there were Hartshorn and Wilburton both were mining towns. So,
yeah.
But Wilburton Diggers, I always thought that was
What's that place out east that's got the black diamonds?
the Salisaw.
Salisaw black diamond.
Don't know what a black diamond is.
Well, it's a diamond that's black.
And
Terry.
are there abundance of them in Salisaw, I guess?
Well, I don't know.
And their colors are orange and black.
There's no tigers in Mangum. There's no.
Yeah. But, yeah, we used to, Salisaw was in our district when I played back in the 80s, and our coach called them the Pumpkin Heads because they had orange helmets.
Oh, they did?
Bright orange helmets.
Ugh.
Yeah. So.
Not a fan.
Yep. Salisaw Black Diamonds. Any other crazy names out there, Blinkin, that you can think of?
There's just north of us in Kansas, the Pitt State Gorillas.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Pitt State.
That's a good one.
Because there's so many gorillas in Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Right.
Now, there in Dallas, is your what is it? They got the big water tower there on I-35. Is it the Farmers?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. They're right there in North Texas?
Yeah, North Texas. Who?
Yeah, the Fighting Farmers of...
Louisville.
Yeah,
Louisville,
Louisville
yeah.
Fighting Farmers.
Louisville Farmers. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, you have all these teams have your, chance before. What does a Fighting Farmer say before a game? What do you?
Get your pitchforks. I don't know.
But I can't think of any of the. As soon as we get off here, I'll think of about 100 more of the great names. There's the Lawton schools. There's 3. Lawton Ike is one of them. Has got a weird one. There's I can't think of.
Yeah, I can't think of their teams right now.
Yeah, there's Lawton Ike, Lawton MacArthur, and then Lawton. And
Original, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
Anyway.
yeah, I just went Bob Stoops on everybody. So what else is going on, man? Anything else you want to touch base on or share with everybody? Any knowledge you want to drop on us?
Just kind of hanging in there, and I want live sports to be back. I need new material. I need stuff to work with. But me and Tom are thinking about putting together something that might be pretty fun for fans to listen along, and so we've got something in the works. I'll leave it at that.
Cool.
But we do have something that we think will be pretty cool in the works to get us through these trying times.
Well, Terry and I are big fans, so be sure and let us know.
Yeah, because like I said, it's weird. We started this podcast and it's been going good and everything, and then this hits. It's like, gee, what do we talk about? Trying to, we're going to start getting fans back on. We've had a bunch of media guys, been great, came on, but they're all the same. It's like, I love what, Toby said off the air, where it was like, Toby, we usually do an hour and a half. How much time you got? He goes, well, I'm not sure anything's going to be happening September 5th, so I got until then. So we can talk as long as y'all want. So, we've always had subjects, and now we're just trying to, because nothing is really, it's weird. Nothing is really breaking, even with the recruiting. I think the schools are going, I think the schools are going hard at it, but I really think there's nothing going to be kicked hard into overdrive until they come out and say, we're going to play, and then everything will change. I just think I really think the coaches, this universities and everything are just in kind of low gear because they can't really commit to anything, you got these kids coming in, and then you got these kids that you're trying to get signed. You can't get them on campus. You can't do anything with them. So everything's these virtual tours, and so everybody's just kind of in low gear with it, and it put us in low gear where everybody, just like yourself, you're like, what's there to do? So,
it's been crazy.
Yeah. But, Hey, Blinkin, we appreciate you coming on with us. And sorry we had to, it's all Rob's fault. He got the tea time screwed up on Sunday, so we had to play at 3. Yeah, he was supposed to be on Sunday, Rob.
Hey, priorities, man.
Yeah. Rob texted me and said, hey, 1:30's been moved to 3, and I'm like, okay. Well, first it was why. Because I was getting ready to leave my house, and I was so excited to go play golf, and I was like, okay. Well, then I shot you a deal. No, we appreciate you holding off for a day or two with
Absolutely.
us. But keep everybody's chin up, keep slaying people, when they, try to talk about how great they are. I if nothing else, if the college football season gets canceled, I think Oklahoma, all the players at Oklahoma should just go to Knoxville and just show up on the street and say, come on out, let's play. Meet somewhere and play a game of football. Because those fans deserve to watch a butt kicking happen. But why they're like that, I guess I don't know. When in the 90s, Rob and I lived through the 90s, and when we played in the 90s, I admitted it, we sucked. We were terrible. I hated game days. I didn't want to watch it, but I did. But I wasn't sitting around going, we're the greatest program in the country. We're going to beat y'all. I was like, yeah, no, we're probably going to lose this week to Kansas. So I just accepted it. But, some people aren't like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, again, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll do it again soon. Everybody, thanks for listening to the podcast. Boomer up.
Boomer Terry.
Boomer Blinkin.
Boomer, guys.
Sooner fans, you really need to go check out our podcast partners. First off, teambarfinder.com. Download their app on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Find out where you can watch your Sooners locally at your local pub. Also, go check out tailgateconnect.com for the best tailgates across the country. And go learn football from Jason Young, JY, and the Trench Warfare Report, www.trenchwarfarereport.com. Let's get this going.